Entrepreneurs all over the world are constantly looking out for employees that act and do their jobs like owners. They want people that will take responsibility, and if you're an entrepreneur, you probably have the same thoughts too. Yet, all you seem to attract are people that seem to be just there for the money. Well, what if I told you that there are things that you could do to get your employees acting as if they own the business and taking full responsibility? My name is Davis, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things that you can do as the entrepreneur to get your employees acting like owners. Let's dive in. Hi there, my name is Davis, and I am so glad that you're choosing to watch this video because I know that it is really going to help you. I'm going to encourage you very quickly to please ensure that you stay till the end because I've kept some of the best tips towards the end, and I've also included a free gift to say thank you for coming to my channel and watching my video. So let's get right into it. If you want to get your employees to begin to act like owners and begin to take responsibility, what are the things that you need to do? The very first thing you have to do as the entrepreneur is to ensure that you are transparent with your decision making, because that transparency takes away the us versus them mentality. If you don't know what the us versus them mentality is, let me explain very quickly. You see, in many organizations, employees see themselves as us, we're just this group of people that have been hired to do a job according to the job description, do the job, get paid, and get out. And on the other side, you have the dems, the CEOs, the managers. They're the ones who make all the decisions, they make all the money, they call the shots. And what this does is it drives disunity, and it creates a fragmented approach to the pursuit of the vision of the organization. So if you as the entrepreneur want to take this out, what you have to do is be transparent. Let them see that this is how your work translates into revenue, and this is how revenue translates into profit, and this is how profit is distributed. Sometimes they might even need to see that after sales are made and revenue comes in and their salaries go out, there's nothing left over for the owners. When employees get to the point where they understand this and they see it plainly, and they know that yes, this is what is happening in the organization, what happens is that as the understanding sets into the mind of the employees, they begin to settle in. They begin to feel relaxed and comfortable because now they have an understanding of how things work. There's no need to panic. We are in this together. That is the first thing that you have to do. The second thing you have to do is to let your employees set their own goals, because when you empower people and give them the responsibility to set goals, they also accept the mental responsibility for the achievement of that goal. It works a treat all the time. So, for instance, you've been transparent with them and said, guys, this is what we made last year. It's not enough to effectively compensate every single one of us. What do you guys think our sales target should be this year? And the guys say, that's true, boss. How about we do this and let XYZ be our target? You see, whatever number they give, it can only be one of two things. It can either be satisfactory to you or it is not satisfactory. If it is satisfactory to you, say, fantastic, I think that is really going to work. Thank you for such an amazing idea. In fact, that's what we're going to do, guys. If we're all in agreement, that's what we're going to do. You see, when you say something like that, people now know that their voice matters. They now know that when they come up with ideas, it gets accepted. It's not just about the boss's ideas all the time. And what it does is it gives them a sense of belonging. We're getting closer to ownership, right? It gives them a sense of belonging. Now, if whatever goal they've said is not satisfactory to you, this is what you simply do. You simply say, that's such a fantastic idea, guys, but I'm not quite sure it's going to get us just there, because if we do this and do this, it just might fall short. How about we do this? What do you think? Because you're all a group of reasonable people, they might see reason with you, and then, you let them come up with the ideas, and they probably say something like, yeah, I think that's really good, and it's not really going to cost us anything extra, so that might be a good way to go. And together, you guys agree that that is the goal. It gives people a sense of responsibility. It gives them a sense of ownership. They feel like we're together in this thing because we set the goals together. We have to accomplish it together. And when they begin execution, they're going to keep executing as if, this is my business, because they set the goals. They want to ensure that they do everything possible to make that goal the reality. So that is the second thing you have to do. It works like magic. So you've been transparent with them, and you've also allowed them to set goals. Now they're feeling a sense of responsibility and a sense of belonging. The third thing you then do is you give them a share of the upside. And there are many ways by which you could do this. You could give everybody a monthly bonus if you accomplish the goals for that month, for example. You could give them a share of profit. You could give them a massive gift, surprising gift. Let them get some form of compensation that is outside, the salary. Let them see the salary as what they get for being workers. But then let them see that extra thing. It could be a stock option. It could be an equity stake for the pool of employees, whatever. Let them see that, as we put in effort here, it's not just about the salary, there is something more. Because if you want people to think like owners and act like owners, you kind of have to give them what owners get, right? So be creative, look up, whatever options work best for you and implement that in your business, because then they're really going to know that we're really in this together, not just hypothetically, not just mentally, but also practically, because the numbers say so. Guys, number 4 thing is super duper powerful, and here it is. Treat them like you would treat yourself. Treat your employees like you would treat management, essentially. And this is not far-fetched. It's a very simple concept, but a lot of entrepreneurs don't do this. I've done it in my business. It works a treat. Here's what I mean. If, as the CEO, you attend trainings, take them along. If there are training opportunities that you typically would attend, give them the opportunity to attend. If you're going for mentorship sessions with like the industry leaders that you have as mentors, take your employees along. I do this, I've done this several times in the past. What it does is it gives them the knowledge that you're not just the one benefiting from the extra layers of benefit that you get in this business. They also are getting this benefit as well. If there's a pitching competition for the business, don't be the CEO taking the shine all the time. Sometimes give your employees the platform to shine. Give them the opportunity to share their own perspective, because when you do this, they begin to have a deeper sense of involvement in the business. They feel like this is really my thing. It's not just my boss is giving directive and I'm responding. This is everything that my boss has access to, I have access to. And when people have that sense of equality, they also have a sense of equality in ownership. This is how it's done, guys. This is how it's done. Number 5, this is the halfway point, guys. Number 5, you need to communicate effectively, guys. You need to communicate effectively to the degree that you help your employees connect the dots. This is what I mean. When you set out tasks and activities or you give directives within your business, help your employees understand how that action is linked to the goal or the objective of the business in the short term, and how that goal and objective leads to, increased revenue, and how that leads to increased profit, and how increased profit leads to better salaries, or better benefits for everybody and better rewards for everyone involved. Help them connect the dots. Because if you watch Simon Sinek, it talks a lot about the power of why. Don't just tell people what to do. Tell them why it is important. Tell them, if you do this greatly and you accomplish it at this time, it would enable us to hit this target, which will enable us to, accomplish this goal, which will give us all this benefit. Help them connect the dots. That is how to communicate effectively. Don't just give them random tasks or random orders and expect them to be all passionate and all enthusiastic in the execution. Tell them why it matters. The why would sink in. They would buy the why. And if they buy the why, every other thing is seamless. The next thing, guys, number 6, is you have to trust your employees with important decisions, even when they don't trust themselves. Oh man, this works all the time. And this for me is one of my employees over time has actually talked about the fact that this is one of my management styles. I throw people in at the deep end because I know they have the talent and the capacity to do it. And then I watch them figure it out. It's so exciting, guys, because what people tend to get out of that, what your employees tend to get out of that, is this sense of, somebody that I call my boss can see my potential even when I can't say it. So what it does is they find out new things about themselves because you've given them the opportunity to. And they feel a deep sense of appreciation for that, even when they don't communicate it to you. This is so powerful, guys. So when you're dealing with your employees, give them responsibilities, trust them with decisions that even they don't trust themselves with. They might come to you with doubt and say, boss, I don't think I can really do this thing. Reassure them. Tell them that they can do it. Tell them that whatever support they need, you are available to provide it. When you give people this kind of feeling, this kind of sense, this kind of responsibility, what they begin to do is, let's see. They're talking to themselves right now. Let's explore this. Boss says I can do it. I think I can do it. I'm not quite sure, but let's give it a try. And because they know that you're supporting them, the fear of failure is largely diminished. They go for it, and if it so happens that they accomplish it, boy, they're going to be so happy. They're going to be, so thankful to you, and they're going to have this sense of appreciation and commitment. Yeah, they're going to feel a sense of, man, I really need to make this business work for this boss because it's giving me so much. That is how to get them to think like owners. I hope you're enjoying this. And by the way, guys, if you've been enjoying this thus far, there are two things I'm going to ask you to do. If you have not subscribed to to my channel, please ensure that you hit the subscribe button right now. Do it right now. And also click the notification bell, the bell icon, to be notified every time I post a new piece of content. So now let's go to number 7. The 7th thing that you have to do is to follow up, give input, but don't micromanage. This is very key. You need to be able to effectively balance this. Follow up with them based on the responsibilities you've given to them. Give them input where you see necessary, and then ensure that you don't micromanage. So this is how you do it. For instance, you say, okay, so we both agree on this task. You ask them, when am I going to get feedback on this? So they probably say something like Friday. You say, okay, great. Friday, we're going to discuss this and we see, how far we've gone. On Wednesday, you can just check in and say, hi, how's it going? And they say, oh, boss, it's going good, blah, 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 blah. You can then give an input and say, oh, fantastic. You might want to consider this. I saw this post and I think it just might be helpful, but don't forget our timeline is Friday. You have to be ready by then. They say, great. And then when Friday comes and they give the result, even when you're not satisfied with the result, don't be micromanagey about it. So don't go, oh, you did this very terribly. Weren't you thinking deeply enough? You should have done it this way or that way or that way or that way. Your approach should be more like, oh, I think we didn't do as much as we should in this area. What do you think went wrong? Have a dialogue about it. Let them be involved. Don't let it be a bottom-down approach. Let it be a conversation. Reason it out logically together, because when you do that, they understand that, you're not here to judge them. And the thinking about judgment is very powerful in the minds of people. When people feel judged, their potential diminishes, their ability to deliver diminishes, because they begin to fear, right? So if you have that conversation with them and you logically reason it out, that sense of judgment is taken away. And then they feel like, oh, this boss is really just trying to ensure that we get things done together. Oh, I messed up in this area. I should do better. And then they feel that sense of responsibility to go again, try again, and be better. When you do this, you're almost there. So let's move on to number 8. The number 8 thing is you encourage feedback all throughout the organization, but then you give the employees the responsibility to implement the feedback, right? So you ask them for feedback and say, guys, this is what we did the other time. What do you guys think? How do you think we managed it well? Let them give the feedback, and based off of the feedback that they give them so if somebody has said, so I think that we didn't do well enough in that area, we probably should be doing this. If they say that and you think it's a good idea, say, I think that is a fantastic feedback and we have to incorporate that immediately. In fact, you, Jane, sorry. You, Jane, should be the one. I mean, it's a fantastic idea. I think you should lead that. So ensure that you're the one who keeps everyone accountable to doing this. So when you encourage feedback and people do give the feedback, give them the responsibility to execute, because then they know that their voice is heard, and when they give feedback, things will get done. And because they already have that sense, when you give them the responsibility to execute it, they want to ensure that they don't mess up because they're the one who brought the feedback in the first place. This is how you get your employees working around the clock as if they own the business. It works a charm. These are things that I've done in my business. If you do them, they would work. Doing makes a difference, so take action. But wait a minute, we have 2 more to go. The next one is a very important one, and it has everything to do with you, the entrepreneur. And here it is. Choose your words very carefully. As humans, we tend to ascribe a lot of power and meaning to the words of people that occupy a place of authority in our lives. So think teachers, mentors, parents. You, the entrepreneur, the boss, the leader, you occupy that same categorization. You are in that same category. So whatever it is that you say to your employees tends to stick. It shapes their mentality. It shapes their behavior. It shapes their outlook to life. It shapes, how they feel even about the work that they do. So you need to be very careful not to become one of those employers that is very abusive with your words, or you're downgrading with your words, or you're disrespecting respectful with your words. Because when you are that way, what happens is employees begin to withdraw. They don't want to be in that space. They don't like it. So when people don't like stuff, they run away from it. So they begin to withdraw. As they withdraw from you, they withdraw from the business. They want to minimize interaction with you. So they just ensure that they do the barest minimum of what it is that is required of them. They get it done and they get out as quickly as they can. You don't want your employees to be feeling that way. So please, I beg you once again, choose your words very carefully. Number 10, guys, number 10, we're here right at the end, and number 10 point is so powerful. But before I share that, I'd like to say a big thank you to you for watching this video, for staying till the end. And if you have not subscribed yet, please ensure that you're subscribed to my channel. And if this content blesses you so much, encourage a lot of your entrepreneur friends to come and subscribe to my channel. I'm Davis. I create content for entrepreneurs and social entrepreneurs. As you can tell from this content, you know I give valuable stuff. In fact, I'm going to say thank you again in another way. So last year, I recorded an audio series called How to Become a Disciplined Person. Discipline was one of the major things that I struggled with in my life as an entrepreneur. And when I finally figured it out, I decided that, I was going to make a piece of content about it. And then I sold that piece of content and it really did quite well. But because you have chosen to stay, in this video up until this point, I'm going to include a link in the description below where you can very, very easily access that audio content for free. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm not going to charge you anything. If you want to say thank you to me, please put it in the comment section, subscribe, and yes, and invite your friends as well so that they come subscribe to my channel. One last thing I'm going to say before I share point 10, please ensure that whatever thoughts, ideas that you like me to share, put it in the comment section below, and I'm going to create content that's going to help you. If you're an entrepreneur, whatever troubles you, please put it in the comment section. I will take a look at it. I will do some research and I'm going to share some content about it. So now let's go to number 10. Number 10 point, guys, very important. This is my own power tool. I use it all the time. It's the reason why I've had great success with my employees. And here it is. Beyond being a boss, be a friend. Beyond being a boss, be a friend, guys. Be a friend. See, I have a rule. I learned this as I grew in business. I don't hire my friends, but when I hire people, I make them my friends. So people that are already my friends before, I don't hire them. There was a couple of exceptions in the early stages, but now I don't hire friends. But when I employ people, I make them my friends. We become friends. We don't have a boss-subordinate relationship. We have a friendship. Our friendship is bound by the pursuit of excellence in the business. So together we're working to make things happen, and we still unwind together and talk and laugh, at ourselves and make fun of ourselves together. What that does is it just creates this sense of togetherness, and it creates this bond that makes them committed, so they know that they're not going anywhere because we're in this together. We're going to make this work together, and we're going to ensure that this business succeeds together. And when your people have that mentality, you guys are going to do magic together. That is how I've been able to grow my business. See, I say this to you very publicly. I am not very happy as to how much I've made in business. I don't think I've made a lot of money, but what fills me with so much happiness and joy are the relationships that I've built, even with people that I've left my organization. And you're going to find out if you do this, that even when people leave your organization, right, they're going to still be huge fans of your organization. They're going to contribute to its growth, even after they've left to other places. Guys, beyond being a boss, please learn to be a friend to your employees. This really works. It has really helped me, and I know that it's going to help you as well. So there you have it. If you do these 10 things and you take action on them, I can guarantee you that you're going to have employees that are working as if they are owners, as if they own the business. They're going to be co-laborers with you. They're going to ensure that they take responsibility for the growth and the development of your business. If you have enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be reminded every time I post new content just for you. Also, leave me a comment if you'd like me to share anything, and ensure that you invite your friends to come to this channel. My name is Davis. I love creating content for entrepreneurs and social entrepreneurs. And I always say to you, like I'm saying to you right now, take action, because doing is the only thing that makes a difference. Cheers. Have a good one.